As air defense units have reported, 10 missiles were shot down over Kiev. Power transmission lines have been damaged. There were no casualties. Power engineers are working on restoring the lines. It was Vitaly Klitschko, mayor of Kiev. No matter what, a very good afternoon in Kiev on UATV channel. Somehow things can be explained as usual in easy terms here. First of all, please accept our sincere apologies. Our wrap-up is shorter than usual because of Russia. Russian dark forces attacked Ukraine with drones on the night of 9th to 10th February. In the morning, the invaders attacked Kharkiv and Zaporizhia regions with a record number of S-300 anti-aircraft missiles. After that, the Russians launched cruise missiles on all over Ukraine. At 4 o'clock in the morning, there were 12 strikes on critical infrastructure facilities in Kharkiv and the namesake region. At the moment, it is known that the invaders have carried out another attack on Kharkiv critical infrastructure. Another Russian missile hit Khmelnytsky city. Shortages with power and water supply may occur.
Massive air strikes across Ukraine from early morning on, as if a reaction to Zelensky's highly successful visits to European capitals over the last days, where he was welcomed as a family member. Like with early such strikes, no chance to break Ukrainians' resolve. Mati Maasikas, ambassador of the European Union to Ukraine, on Twitter.
Jealousy is a bad thing, Comrade Putin. As of 12 p.m., the enemy launched 71 cruise missiles, including night launches. Long time no see, huh? Another missile attack on us, yet something new to explain here. First of all, timing. Based on how often it happens, Russia today is not able to strike more than once in a week or so. They need to be ready to create a reserve so that the strike is massive, because less than 20 missiles gives you zero effect as a rule. Second is weather. The Russians still harbor hopes that they will be able to put down the power grid system and the heating system in the large cities. Therefore, they strike when it gets cold. Third is tactics. Several false takes-off of the planes in a row that trigger air raid alert system, while Russian long-range reconnaissance aircraft, including those from Belarus, monitor our air defense activity. Then comes a preliminary strike that night raid balalaikas, as we call it, Iranian Shahid drones, and a couple of missiles as a cherry on the top. What's to expect? People in Ukraine are like, oh, fuck off already, and get back to their everyday routine. Because yes, this is our everyday routine. Power engineers prudently plan self-made blackouts so that if one line is damaged, other won't black out as a domino effect due to overload. And finally, air defense works just fine. And I mean so fine that can't be better. Our air defense are the gods of war, no less. We downed 61 out of 71 enemy cruise missiles and 5 kamikaze drones. Russia is deliberately expanding the geography of strikes. You see, this time a Russian missile passed over Moldova and another one flew into Romanian airspace. Their plan is quite simple. It is a provocation of other states. Russia hopes that Ukrainian air defense will down a missile over foreign territory.
Their targets were civilians, civilian infrastructure. Unfortunately, there were hits. Unfortunately, there are victims. My condolences to all the relatives and friends. Several Russian missiles flew through the airspace of Moldova and Romania. Another proof that terror does not know and will never know any borders. Another proof that the protection of Ukraine is the protection of the whole of Europe and the world, of every country that simply wants to live. Today's missiles are a challenge to NATO, collective security. This is terror that can and must be stopped by the world.
What can I say? On behalf of the office of the President Zelensky and all of Ukraine, we want to sincerely thank you, Comrade Putin, for this new battlefield tactic. Now it will be way easy for us to negotiate with you, dear world, to get these fighter jets. An unprecedented agreement on the resumption of Ukrainian grain exports via the Black Sea amid the ongoing war is a beacon of hope in a world that desperately needs it, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said at the signing ceremony on 27 July in Istanbul, Turkey. Today, as the war in Ukraine approaches its one-year anniversary, with profound spillover effects across global food and energy sectors, a critical agreement between the parties to facilitate the safe export of food and fertilizers must be protected and urgently implemented. The United Nations top humanitarian official told the Security Council today, with speakers calling the Black Sea Grain Initiative again a rare beacon of hope against a bleak backdrop. Russia was, as usual, blackmailing the world. In October 2022, Russia has warned that it might not extend the Black Sea Grain Initiative unless certain demands are met, in a move that threatens to cut off exports from Ukraine under a secured route set up in July by the United Nations. The Black Sea Grain deal can be saved and even expanded despite Russia's threats to abandon it, a top United Nations official said. The UN's coordinator for the Black Sea Grain Initiative, Amir Mahmoud Abdullah, said he was optimistic that the deal will continue when it comes up for renewal on November 19th. There's nothing that gives me any reason to believe it would not be extended, Abdullah said in an interview hours before Putin spoke. Some facts. Ukraine is one of the world's top 5 agricultural exporters and is a key protector of global food security. Even after Russia's launched their full-scale invasion of Ukraine, we were able to launch the Black Sea Grain Initiative and the Grain from Ukraine humanitarian program to export nearly 60 million tons of food to countries in need. However, as the renewal date of the initiative approaches in March, Russia is again trying to sabotage the deal by creating artificial impediments and using food blackmail, thus severely undermining its efficiency. Nothing new, all as we expect. Ukraine is calling on the international community and all our partners in the world ensure free, commercial, non-military shipping to Ukraine's Black Sea ports, as provided for in Article 87 of the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea and other international conventions. African countries should pressure Russia to cease these hunger games, which directly threaten their own interests, and renew the initiative to protect global food security. Ukraine is capable of expanding its food initiatives even further, but additional Black Sea ports must be unblocked to fight the global hunger crisis in vulnerable states of the global south. We would love to wrap up more hard things in easy terms for you today, dear world, but it was a long day full of Russian missiles, 71 of them, remember, and 61 of them were down by our brilliant Air Force defense. Thanks to them, I will hopefully see you on Sunday's show, weekly wrap-up to talk about love, death and robots, sports, Ukraine and our mutual future, dear world, here on UATV channel directly from Ukraine. Stay safe and tuned for more.